Turn to Let's Play Cities Skylines. Right, actually, before we do that, I'm actually going to try an episode, where is it? Without the day and night cycle. See if maybe we can actually see something for most of the game, and we can speed up the game just a little bit too. Okay, so we need more people, or at least more space for more people. That's a thing. I did just put down East Side Elementary in the last episode, so we've got edumacation going on. That it is one last thing that people require before they will upgrade their homes. Right now we're kind of in, I guess, low income housing. Is there someone actually on the porch? That's amazing. That level of detail right there. Now there is you can actually click on the person too. Oh my god. Carol Miller living in the Oriental residence. Okay. There is actually a mod for first-person view, and I think it might be like in Cities XL, where you can actually have a person and be wandering about. Right. Canals. We will not be building a canal, I don't think. I could hook it up over to here, running through a mountain. I don't think that's going to happen. But parks. Parks is what I was actually interested in. Oh, I guess I do have access to trees, too, don't I? And the pathing that I was talking about, putting in here. What is this pathing? Pavement versus just gravel. Okay. So, what are these? Rocks, water structures, right. So I can just put down, I guess, landscaping rocks for the sake of it. But parks. Parks. Small playground. Wow. So a small park, that's a small park? A small park is only upkeep of 8 city bucks a week. And it's very, very small. A small park would actually probably be a nice addition right there. But it has to be placed next to a roadside, unfortunately. Can we actually make a basketball court? Oh my god. What does that do, though? Just adds to the recreation. That's a thing, too, now. Not natural resources. Where is it? There's one for, like, leisure activities. Well, it's in there somewhere. Anyway, so yeah, if I wanted to put something in there, it would have to be like a man-made or a player-made collection of trees and stuff. Well, we'll hold off on that. I wonder, though, do the paths actually count as roads? Let's find out. Forgot what I'm doing. Oh, well, dummy. It's too big. What about you? No. Now this actually has to be a roadside. Well, crumbs. Okay, well, we'll come back to that a little bit later. People will probably cry for that eventually, but not right now. I want to keep moving on with the development of the residential areas. We're also going to have to start considering, maybe now that I've got a little bit of money, now might be the time to move this over for industrial development so that I can put a power plant down and not have it too close to the water for pollution. I'd actually kind of like to put it maybe about here-ish. Sort of rope it in with industry. Driving right by the coal power plant is not the most impressive way to enter into Gaz Francisco, but that's the only way I can think of getting it there. It's dirty. It's highly polluting, so I don't really want that anywhere near the center of town, and I do kind of want this area to be a little bit nicer. I mean, maybe industry all along this side as well. But I don't know that I'm ready. Yeah, let's look at the natural... No, that's pollution. Natural resources. Where are the natural... There. So yeah, we got oil way out there, and I don't know if the next block is even close enough to get that. We do have a little patch of oil. A little bit of fertile land, too, actually. That's gonna be awkward if I want to do And that's for farming, right? Do I have access to that specifying that? What is how do I do that actually? I'm not sure how I designate an area of industry for that. Anyway, so would I want to give that up, or maybe I would have farms kind of over here, which with oil and lumber industries, I can only imagine this would become a pit. I guess I could put, it looks like maybe that is a bunch of fertile land. There's definitely ore in those hills, though. Well, okay, let's not get concerned about that just yet. That's a ways away. But we do need to start considering the power situation. So I guess I can put one out here for now, and it's going to be pretty damn dirty, but let's do it. So that'll be one. I'll just pick it off for now so I know. I have to plan that off myself. Okay. So I could move it out that way, but I think we'll be fine for here. Actually, I could have it even go this way. It would almost get there. It would almost get there. Let's just go ahead and put it here. And we'll grab the power plants, although, again, I lost a bunch of money somehow. Thought I was close to 40,000. Let's wait just a little bit. We're not in dire need of it just yet, and I can actually preemptively put some down, some residential down, at least on this side. And I could even do that along here, in fact. There's sort of... Again, though, I don't want to be using too much of my resources. We need to get this hooked into east side over here. Probably want these guys hooked into that as well. Might even just have that connect up with the fire station, just have it kind of go all the way along here. Okay, and then there we go. That did seem to lower some of my bank balance. I really don't have anything going on here. Smoking ban, I don't... does this even have a cost associated to it? I don't think it does. I think we've got enough happiness that I can turn that on, too. I'm aware we've got stuff. Stop it. Parks and Recreation, won't worry about that until I actually put some down. Okay, we got some people, we got some money. 31. I would like that to go a little bit higher so I'm not just sitting there with 10 grand. Especially now that the money is dipping down. It looks like we've got some demands pretty much everywhere. I think industry is pretty much filled in, so maybe I'll need to... let's turn that down as well. That's something else I was going to look at that might be a little bit too much. Okay. It is getting a little bit crazy. No, we need to start from this side because it calculates it and throws it off in weird ways when it does that. So, I guess I'll just put a strip here. Well, I'll save it there. I imagine I'll want roads branching off, and they're going to have to punch right through that, so... Hopefully this isn't going to endanger my power situation too much. Yeah, this was a better idea doing this way, because now I can just incrementally push it out rather than have one big long line. Saves me just a little bit of money. Speaking of, let's also put in some commercial. He says, after worrying about the power situation, I think that'll probably be fine. I don't know about that road there. Maybe I should just put that road there anyway so I can get it and not worry about it. It will have to go a little bit further, though, to actually get along there and work properly. So I guess I can just put this here for now. And then we get you in there. think we'll probably have to pull you something like that. Okay. Well, let's hope that makes things better. How is traffic? Yeah, this is still ugly as hell. So this is a big problem here. I could probably alleviate this by not letting people come in this way. Again, the problem with doing that, if I made this a one-way going outward, the problem is that if they ever came this way, they could never come over this way. This is a mess that I don't think is going very well. What I might be able to do, if I did one that went over the whole thing to get over here and just had another little branch off that hooked into the roundabout that way. That way if they've got to come in here, they can get on there. Otherwise they'll just go straight across to get over here. That could be the complete output. Yeah. Well, you know, for now, I think I can go ahead and maybe switch this to one-way since I don't have anything over here, and I'm probably not going to start building over there anytime soon. Although, maybe I want to. Well, we're kind of running into a block on our industry, so I'm either going to have to push out that way or push this way towards... Is this fertile land, did we determine? No, it's forestry. So I could actually have access to a forestry industry right now without having to push over there. What that would benefit me, I'm not entirely sure. And again, I would have to find out how I can specify what an industry is. But that might be a thing. Okay, for now, we'll just go ahead and upgrade. Just to see. Is that thing just... I thought I fixed this. I thought I fixed this so that it didn't put that down. Okay. Because no one should be... I mean, if they are coming up this way, though... Well, where would they be coming from, and why would they be going to the industrial? I guess if it's a garbage truck... Nah, yeah. If a garbage truck is coming along to pick up here, it's going to have to... Okay. So, yeah, this intersection is definitely going to need some help in the future. I think maybe I should be focusing on getting towards the larger roundabout. I could probably, because this is within my build bounds, I could probably chomp away at this, push it back, clear out the roads, and then just have a big roundabout right here, and then spoke off that wheel. No, whatever, we'll leave it for now. Not a huge deal, I don't think. A building is leveled up. Good. The one that's got a lovely view of the industrial park. But that's good. They met their they met all their requirements thanks to the school. So now, hopefully, that means that 10% of the people have mutations? Whoa, I wanna... What? Public consensus still on the fence about invisible people and laser eyes. We don't even have 2,000 people and we've already got mutants. I suppose when you're exposed to the industrial waste coming into town, you don't really have a chance. Now see, this is something that should not be happening. All these people are using the roundabout to come into here when they could just be going this way. Yeah. Where are you even going? It's taken to the residential area. So is it because... I wonder if it's because of that road. If the computer might have a preference for better roads, so it's pushing everyone this way because... So it looks like I might just have to get all of these. That is a really bad road right now. I've got to probably do something about that. I guess I could... Okay, fine. Okay, you've convinced me. We will make that a one-way only. And if people are, I guess, if the garbage men pick up over here, they're just gonna have to loop around and go the long way. Not efficient, but what else have they got to do all day, right? Tons of people want to move in, so I guess we can go ahead and let that happen. I do need a little bit bigger of an income here anyhow, and we need to start making some money towards allowing me to have a better power plant, so then I can expand without concern. I think the next expansion will be getting down here so I can establish that road without concern for not having enough power. That's probably not enough considering how much demand there actually is. In fact, I could just go ahead and connect up this side, seeing as how... Well, no, industry actually dropped off immediately. These guys have no access to water. Good. Glad I'm on the ball. Well, okay. There's no sense in actually connecting something like that. And is that actually connected to the strip? It is not connected to the strip. So let's connect it to the strip. Okay. And this now needs to be connected to the Butler Industrial District. And we'll call it good. Our vacation was extended. Could someone water the plants? The keys and the fire. Okay. That's just one of those little miscellaneous. Uh-oh. So, fire. Let's check out the fire coverage. Fire coverage is shit because the firefighters are all the way down there. We now need a secondary firehouse. This will be... You know what? We'll call this... Butler Firehouse 1. Because it is kind of... I don't know how many more we're going to need over here, but we definitely need another firehouse. Now, that's not necessarily something I can do, given that the upkeep is going to be 560 a week. That's going to prevent me from getting this. It is, however, possibly more important. So, I guess we'll do it. You know what? Let's go ahead and... Didn't really need to put all the roads down. But I want to get a good feel for where this is actually going to... I guess we're going to have to just push it up a little bit further than I was expecting. I didn't really want this in industrial, but... or residential, I mean. But it needs better access to all these people. In fact, putting it that much closer to here would actually be... because we're still leaving a little bit of a gray area out there that we can't really get to. It does kind of bother me just a little bit. But we're definitely leaving these guys out in the cold too, so I guess we'll just have to put it here if I really want all of this to be connected. I can't believe these guys are in so much danger. It's right there. It's still pretty bad too. Okay, fine. I mean, the hazard is 40%. That's not great. Okay, fine. We'll put it right here. It'll be close to the strip, which does me no good ultimately because the city isn't expanding that way. You sure this isn't gonna work? Okay, we'll put it here instead. Maybe the corner of it here and here. I just don't want it so far up that now I am gonna have to build another one. You know, I want to get that sweet spot, which I guess is here. I'm sure these people will love having that fire engine right across the street. Okay. And how is my budget? I haven't turned that down during the day. It's 100% during the day, and it's only running at 75 at night. Parks and recreation, we can probably turn that down at night. Unless we have, like, night festivals. Wow, they loved it so much. The fire... that must have been what was going on there. Someone was trying a little home improvement, caught an electrical fire, set the building on fire. Now they're fine. Oh, we are low on workers. Okay. We seem to have filled up yet again. Okay, well, I have just built this. I may as well utilize it, and I may as well go ahead and put this strip to use as well. This may, or may not, hurt me for power. I guess we'll find out. Does it really need to do that? I suppose it probably does, because... yeah, I mean, just sticking out here. And then if I stuck one out to here... eventually I think that would be about the same cost, because that was 280 there and it was like 260 to get to there. Or 600 to get to there, so ultimately I'm not saving any money. Let's just do this. And we'll call it good. I am expecting some power problems, however. I might just have to put down a third wind turbine. Speaking of which, how's that wind? So these ones, or this one in particular, is not in the strongest of wind, but the rest of this does really well. This is actually a very good strip for a bunch of wind farms. So that was good placement. We can turn that off. And now we're down, so I can't even get myself a power plant. That was a little bit short-sighted. I will admit that. Okay, so yeah, this will be the intersection. Actually, that's not... because I wanted the roundabout to be that strip, so it looks like I might have to push it this way a little bit, and just have the roundabout there, which I guess will line up overall better with the center of the valley, because otherwise I'm going to have to come back in here, take this and orient that another way. Because I'm having this go 2 blocks of housing rather than 3. Whatever, I'm sure it'll work. Okay, what was that? Flying car, a hoax. Damn it. Yep, and here we go. Power problems. So, because I have not the budget, I will have to settle for the quick fix. Eventually I do want a power plant. But, there you go. Okay, we do have some small industrial, small commercial demand. Still a rather high residential demand. Now this is a problem. I'm just following this for city development because you know, we'll run into that issue where I just don't have the funds to make it happen. So I'll put this down. No, stop it. Oh, is that what's going on there? Okay, I want it to be actually straight. We appear to be hitting a bit of a dip. We do. We're hitting the hills. Okay. There. We'll now go straight across. On the other hand, it is creating some very awkward little areas of grass. It's not nice and tight like this one, because it's still spaced awkwardly. Well, whatever. We'll make the smaller side available for development right now. Make sure water is hitting all of that. I'll also kick in another little bit of industrial, just because people need their jobs. Why You sure that's not lined up properly? Oh, because it was kicking. Yeah, never mind. I know what's going on. And we'll just do that. And again with the water to the next intersection. And that's probably enough money spent. I don't think I need to do too much more there. We'll go ahead and put in a little bit of residential on this side. Because I can't really afford to be making... Yeah, see, I can't build over that. Annoying. And that power line might actually not be close enough. I don't think it is. Well, once these develop, it'll be that close. They're kind of silly. So everyone's got just a little bit more development room. We can bring a little bit more into the city. We're very close to hitting the 2600, which is what's going to allow me to have that large roundabout. So we might end up fixing parts of the city that just don't need fixing right now, but... Because right now, that is the worst part of it right there. Ooh. This... I guess that could use a little bit of an upgrade. I don't really see... I mean... I don't really see what that's going to do for me. Yep, for them to go a block 10 miles an hour faster than elsewhere just doesn't seem like it's ultimately worth it. But this is now, for some reason... I mean, it did lower... Well, we might just have to start creating little loops of upgraded roads, and this is becoming another issue, so we might have to start actually looking at the one-way idea that I had talked about setting up. See, now, I was thinking putting the one-way going that way, but the traffic is actually coming this way. It's coming from the industry through. Okay. Well, things are going to have to be changed and upgraded, I guess. I think I'll go ahead and end this one here, and I'll see you next time.